Ever wondered how you could legally own a firearm without jumping through the hoops of an FFL? It sounds too good to be true, right? Well, believe it or not, there are firearms and accessories out there that you can own without ever dealing with the paperwork, background checks, or transfer fees. Today, we're diving into this fascinating and sometimes downright quirky corner of U.S. firearms law. Now, before we get into the details, let me just say, our country's firearm regulations are a patchwork of rules that often seem like they were written by people who've never even held a gun. But these laws also leave some interesting loopholes, and if you know where to look, you can find some incredible deals, whether you're a history buff, a collector, or just someone who loves unique gear. In this video, I'll walk you through antique firearms, black powder options, and replicas, all completely legal to buy and have shipped directly to your door. So if you're ready to explore some fascinating firearm options, stick around. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy videos like this. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming up next. Let's kick things off by talking about antique firearms, a category that's as fascinating as it is practical for those of us who want to own something special without dealing with the red tape of an FFL. So what exactly makes a firearm antique? According to federal law, an antique firearm is any gun manufactured before 1899. That's right, guns over 120 years old are considered collectibles and aren't classified as firearms under the usual rules. This means you can legally buy one and have it shipped straight to your door. No background check or transfer fee required. Pretty cool, right? Let me give you an example. Say you find yourself a Steyr M 1888-90, a bolt-action rifle chambered in 8x50R. This bad boy is a full-power rifle, capable of firing an 8mm round at roughly 2,400 feet per second. And here's the kicker. It's still incredibly effective for long-range shooting. Because it was manufactured in 1888, you can legally purchase it as an antique firearm and have it shipped right to your home. No FFL required. It's a fantastic option for anyone who appreciates history and functionality in the same package. Another favorite example of mine is the legendary Mauser rifles. If you manage to track down a pre-1899 Mauser, like the original 1895 or 1898 models, you've struck gold. These rifles are not only historically significant, but also incredibly durable and accurate. I've seen collectors and shooters rave about how well these antiques hold up, even when compared to modern firearms. And let's be honest, there's something undeniably cool about owning a piece of history that's still fully operational. Now, if you're wondering how to verify whether a firearm qualifies as an antique, it usually comes down to the manufacturing date. Serial numbers and historical records are your best friends here. For example, with Mauser rifles, you can often trace the production year through the serial numbers stamped on the receiver. If it's before 1899, you're in the clear. Of course, double-checking the laws in your state is always a good idea. Some places, like California, have their own restrictions on antique firearms. The beauty of these firearms isn't just in their history, it's in how accessible they are. You can find antique firearms online through reputable dealers or at auctions, often at reasonable prices. And since they don't require any paperwork or licensing at the federal level, the buying process is refreshingly simple. Just place your order, wait for it to arrive, and enjoy adding a piece of history to your collection. Now let's be honest, antique firearms aren't without their quirks. Ammunition can be tricky. Many of these rifles were designed for cartridges that are no longer in production, so finding ammo might involve some creativity. You can either look for specialty suppliers or reload your own, which can be a fun project if you're into that sort of thing. Plus, with older firearms, maintenance is key. You'll need to clean and inspect them regularly to keep them in good working condition. But here's the thing. The pros far outweigh the cons. Not only do you get to bypass the usual FFL requirements, but you also get to own a firearm with historical significance and often a great story behind it. For collectors, history buffs, and even casual enthusiasts, antique firearms are a gateway to a unique and rewarding part of the shooting world. So if you're looking for something that combines practicality with a sense of history and lets you sidestep the red tape, antique firearms are a fantastic choice, and this is just the beginning. Next, we'll dive into another fascinating category: black powder firearms. Trust me, you're going to love this one. Alright, let's move on to another fascinating category: black powder firearms. These are a perfect blend of history, craftsmanship, and practicality. And the best part? They don't count as firearms under federal law, so you can own them without any FFL or background check. If you've ever wanted to get your hands on a piece of living history, black powder firearms are where it's at. So, what exactly are we talking about here? Black powder firearms include things like cap and ball revolvers, muskets, and muzzle loaders. These are guns that don't use modern cartridges. Instead, you manually load black powder, a projectile, and a primer, such as a percussion cap, to get them ready to fire. The technology dates back centuries, but these guns are still as fun to shoot and collect today as they were back then. One of the most popular options is the cap and ball revolver. Take a classic .44 caliber model, for example. It's iconic, easy to use, and surprisingly affordable. Plus, there's a ton of history packed into these revolvers. They were the sidearm of choice for many during the Civil War. You can even get a modern reproduction like an 1858 Remington or 1860 Colt replica, which offers all the charm of the originals but with improved materials and build quality. And just like with antique firearms, these can be shipped right to your door without any hassle. Now here's where it gets even cooler. Many cap and ball revolvers can be equipped with conversion cylinders that let you fire modern cartridges like .45 Long Colt or .45 ACP. These cylinders are easy to install and give you the flexibility to switch between black powder and modern ammo. So you could take your classic .44 revolver, pop in a conversion cylinder, and head to the range with standard cartridges, all without needing to deal with an FFL. Muzzleloaders are another fantastic option in the black powder category. These are rifles, muskets, or shotguns that you load from the muzzle rather than using a breech or chamber. If you've ever wanted to feel like a Revolutionary War soldier, this is your chance. Modern muzzleloaders take that old-school charm and add a few upgrades, like more reliable ignition systems and synthetic stocks for durability. Whether you're into hunting or just shooting for fun, a good muzzleloader is both practical and a great conversation starter. One of the biggest reasons people love black powder firearms is the accessibility. You don't need a license, background check, or even an FFL transfer. You can order them online, have them shipped directly to your home, and start enjoying them right away. For folks in states with strict gun laws, this can be a fantastic way to own a functional firearm without jumping through endless hoops. Of course, black powder firearms do come with some unique challenges. For starters, they require more hands-on maintenance than modern guns. Cleaning is absolutely essential after each use because black powder is corrosive and can quickly damage your firearm if left unchecked. It's a bit of a ritual, but many enthusiasts enjoy the process. It's all part of the experience. Ammunition can also be a bit different. You'll need to buy or make black powder, lead bullets, and primers. Fortunately, these supplies are widely available, and reloading your own ammo can be a rewarding hobby in itself. Just make sure you're familiar with the loading process and safety precautions. Black powder firearms demand respect and attention to detail. Despite these quirks, black powder firearms are an incredible option. They're versatile, fun to shoot, and packed with history. Whether you're reenacting a historical battle, hunting, or just enjoying a day at the range, these guns offer a unique experience you won't find anywhere else. So if you're looking to own a piece of history while avoiding the headaches of modern gun laws, black powder firearms might just be your new favorite thing. Stick around because next up, we're diving into replicas and reproductions, a category that takes history to the next level. Now let's dive into another fascinating category, replica and reproduction firearms. If you're a fan of history but don't want to deal with the quirks of antiques or the messiness of black powder, replicas are an amazing option. They give you the look, feel, and functionality of historical firearms, but with modern manufacturing and materials. Best of all, many replicas don't count as firearms under federal law, so you can skip the FFL process and have them shipped straight to your door. So, what exactly are we talking about? Replica firearms are modern recreations of antique designs. Think of a beautifully crafted flintlock pistol or a musket that looks like it just stepped out of the 1700s. These firearms are built to replicate the originals as closely as possible, and in most cases, they even function the same way. Because they're classified based on their design, rather than the date they were made, they're exempt from federal firearm laws. Let's start with flintlocks. These classic muzzleloaders are iconic for their simplicity and charm. Whether it's a pistol or a full-length musket, a flintlock is guaranteed to turn heads at the range or in your display case. The spark, the smoke, the sheer drama of firing one, it's like stepping back in time. And the best part? You can own one of these beauties without needing a background check or FFL transfer. They're perfect for reenactors, collectors, and anyone who wants to hold a piece of history in their hands. Cap and ball revolvers are another popular choice in the replica category. I've mentioned them before, but it's worth pointing out that many of these revolvers are produced as replicas, not antiques. That means you're getting a brand new firearm built to historical specs, often with better metallurgy and reliability than the originals. Imagine owning a pristine 1858 Remington or an 1860 Colt Army, only it's made with modern steel and doesn't require as much TLC as the originals. It's the best of both worlds. For those who love rifles, there are also plenty of reproduction options. The Sharps rifle, for example, is a favorite among cowboy action shooters and hunters alike. These single-shot, breech-loading rifles were originally produced in the mid-19th century, but modern reproductions bring the design back to life. With their elegant lines and impressive accuracy, Sharps rifles are as functional as they are beautiful. Now let's talk about practicality. Replica firearms are great for more than just historical reenactments. Many are fully functional and can be used for hunting, target shooting, or even home defense. Plus, they're often more affordable than you might think. A good replica flintlock or revolver can cost a fraction of what an original antique would set you back, and they're much easier to find. That said, there are a few things to keep in mind when buying replicas. First, not all states treat them the same way as federal law does. While you might not need an FFL to buy a replica under federal rules, some states may have additional restrictions. Always double-check your local laws before making a purchase. Second, quality can vary depending on the manufacturer. If you're investing in a replica, it's worth going with a reputable company known for high-quality craftsmanship. Brands like Pieta, Uberti, and Pedersoli are well regarded in the replica firearm world, so start there if you're unsure. Finally, while replicas are often more user-friendly than antiques or black powder firearms, they still require proper care and maintenance. Keep them clean, store them properly, and follow all the usual safety guidelines to ensure they stay in great condition. Replica firearms are a fantastic way to experience the past without dealing with the quirks of true antiques or the hassle of modern firearm laws. Whether you're reenacting a historical battle, adding to your collection, or just looking for a unique shooting experience, replicas deliver all the charm and functionality you could ask for. So, if you're ready to step into the world of historical firearms without the red tape, replicas and reproductions might just be your perfect match. And with that, we're wrapping up this deep dive. Stick around for the conclusion. I've got a few final thoughts and a question for all of you. Alright, we've covered a lot of ground today. From antique firearms that give you a direct connection to history, to the practical yet nostalgic charm of black powder guns, and finally, the versatility of replica firearms. You've got plenty of options if you're looking to own a piece of history without the hassle of an FFL. What's great about these categories is that they offer something for everyone. Collectors get to preserve and celebrate history, shooters enjoy unique and functional designs, and enthusiasts get the thrill of owning something truly special. Whether it's a pre-1899 Mauser, a classic cap and ball revolver, or a beautifully crafted flintlock replica, these firearms offer a unique way to connect with the past while sidestepping some of the bureaucratic headaches of modern gun laws. But as we've seen, there are always quirks and caveats to consider. Ammunition availability, maintenance requirements, and state-specific restrictions can add a few hurdles. Still, the rewards of owning these firearms far outweigh the challenges. They're not just tools or weapons, they're stories, history, and craftsmanship rolled into one. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you own an antique, black powder firearm, or a replica? Which one of these categories intrigues you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories and opinions. And if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of firearms and the laws that surround them. Thanks for sticking around, folks. You've been awesome as always. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and of course, keep shooting. See you in the next video.